receive it. If you think it and believe it and you speak it. If you think it and believe it and decree it. Power mouth.
Hey Power Mouths, this is your personal life speaker, Glenna Oyajo, host of Power Mouth, your motivational platform that believes in speaking life to enrich life. I'm a wife, a mother, the daughter of the Most High. I'm also a life coach, motivational speaker, aka life speaker, as well as an author of self-help motivational books that are purposed to progress anyone who is committed to change. I am a top graduate in international business studies and a first-class encourager to all who needs encouragement. I am Power Mouth. Blessings to each and every one of you. Welcome to my podcast, Power Mouth Speaking More Life. It is an honor to have a platform and to be able to connect with the wider Power Mouths. Oh my goodness, just to, come on and encourage you often, in life about speaking more life, because that's what we're here about. We're here to speak more life. We're not here to speak death into our life. We're here to speak more life, encouraging words, positive words, good words. And so for me to be able to be here and encourage you, it's all good. So today's topic with me, Glenna Oyajo, your life speaker, by the way, if you didn't get that in my intro. Today's topic is about the unforgiving hook. Yes, it's about unforgiving, the unwillingness to forgive, or the difficulties in forgiving, because I believe that, when we don't forgive someone within our lives, it can really hold us back. It can really stop us from progressing in life. It can really stunt us from going forward. And, I know, many people will be thinking like, oh gosh, I'm not ready to forgive. But I'm asking you to consider, if you are in that kind of position, like presently, I'm asking you to consider, because when it comes to not forgiving somebody, you are basically on a hook, on a unforgiveness hook. Now, if you would even imagine like this hook, you get the hooks that you place on the wall and you hang up your dressing gown on, you hang your coats up on. Well, imagine yourself, your back facing this hook, and the skin of your neck is hang up on this hook. Yeah, I know it's not very nice to imagine, but that's how I imagine the hook of unforgiveness being hooked up on it, and your feet aren't even touching the ground. They're not touching the ground. That means you are unable to walk in the way you're called. You're unable to make those steps. You're unable to progress, and that's a very sad thing. Now, when it comes to forgiving, obviously to forgive somebody, you have to have been through something. There is something that needs forgiving. There's a person that needs to be forgiven because maybe of a trauma that you have been through, or some things that they have said, or actions that have been done towards you. And it could be from the past, it could be from childhood, it could be present day. Wherever it took place, it still hurts. And you need to deal with it. So when it comes to forgiving somebody, yes, there needs to be a realization that it has to be addressed. When it comes to things of the past that you may have been dealing with for years and years, you may be stuck in your ways and you don't want to forgive that person. But I'm asking you and I'm urging you, if that is the case, then it is a process, but it's time. It is time to say, what, I let you go, I forgive you. And when you release them, then you are able to release yourself of the unforgiving hook. And yes, so it is easier said than done. It really is, because we know that, when it comes to forgiving someone, it is not an easy thing. It really is not an easy thing, especially when you have been affected by it for, well, some people could be for quite a while that you've been affected by it. Like I said, it could be from your childhood. It could be present day. Whatever it is, an offense is an offense, right? And so, when somebody offends you, then unforgiveness takes place. You may not forgive them for that because it hurts so much. But speaking it out, and I don't mean necessarily to that person, because, it could be somebody that you may not even get to see again in life. They may be thousands of miles away. They might be in a different country. They may even have passed away. They may have even gone off the face of the earth, you know. You might not even have their contact details. When I talk about saying that you forgive them and releasing it, I'm actually saying about in your quiet time, in your personal time, when you are able to just have that time to yourself and really just reflect on all that you've been through. And yes, I know it can be painful. It will hurt, revisiting. It's not the easiest thing to revisit, the things that you've been through. But I must say that, if you haven't forgiven somebody, you're living that every day. So when you're feeling anger, you're feeling that pain, you're feeling that hurt every day, you're still living it, So you're still living within that. So it's about just reflecting on what had taken place, what went wrong, realizing how it's affecting your life as well, like the damage that it's doing. Like, how are you basing your basing your decisions, shall I say, off the hurt and the pain? Because that can happen when we've been hurt, when we've been through something so negative. It can impact our decisions that we make going forward. So there may be certain opportunities that come our way and we don't take those opportunities, or and it could be to do with relationships, business, whatever you've been called to do, you don't do it because of the past hurt and trauma and things that you've been through, so just realizing the effect that it's had on your life is so important for us to do as well, for you to do. And then, it's the reaction. How are you going to react to this now? I like to call it my 3 R's, where it's reflect, realize, and react. Because with the reaction, you need some action has to take place. And when it comes to having something that has been done that has offended us, offended you, and you're living in that, then you have to react by forgiving. And I'm coming to this now, speaking it out loud, speaking it out and just releasing it into the air and saying, you know what, I forgive you. I forgive you. And it might even just be quite difficult just to even say those words. But I'm telling you, you see, there's something about words. When you release those words, words are so powerful. When you release those words out into the air, it is so powerful. It's so powerful. You actually enable healing to begin, the process of healing to begin. And then you will find that as time goes on, because as I said again, it is a process. As time goes on, you are actually really truly able to release that person because you are healing. Okay, so that is what I mean about releasing that person and speaking it out. not necessarily going to them and saying you are forgiven, but yet that is still part of the process if that person is around. And at the right time, when you are able to do so, go to that person and maybe speak to them and say, you know what, I forgive you. Then, you know, that is a very crucial part to it as well. I myself can relate to this unforgiveness hook because for a long time I hadn't forgiven somebody, you know, and it's then from my childhood, you know, and I lived with unforgiveness throughout my childhood, teen years, and then it came to my late 20s. I said mid 20s, late 20s, when I said enough is enough. Enough is enough. I can't live like this. And when I mean live like this, I literally would just wake up and the pillow would be wet with tears, like sobbing, like I was so hurt, like so hurt. And then I would have mixed emotions, and then I'd have anger. Some days I'd wake up and the anger that I would feel, like waking up angry. And so, you know, on these occasions of waking up like really kind of distressed and crying or angry, and, you know, really waking up angry, I had grown accustomed to just shoving that under the carpet and just like, okay, well, you know, I have to, you know, just put that aside now, and here I am to the world, put on a mask to the world and just function, you know. And so I was functioning, but then I had this thing in the background, this thing that I was dealing with that nobody knew about, because what they saw on the exterior was this outside, you know, happy, fun Glenna, you know, I love a laugh. I like to laugh, joke around and everything, you know, outgoing personality. But when it came to behind the scenes now, this is where, when it came to lying in my bed, when it came to those dark hours, that was definitely my dark hours. And I didn't want to live like that no more. No way. At that time, I think I was about 25. I just got engaged and I was still going through all of that. And I had to say, Lord, I need to be released from this. You know, I need to be released from this. I do not want to walk into my marriage and, you know, this impacts my marriage as well. If I'm getting married, I want a good long marriage, you know. I don't want this to kind of leak and spill into my marriage. And, you know, I was dealing a lot with rejection. That was my trauma, was rejection, you know, from my childhood. So I didn't want to carry that into my marriage. So I asked God for help, and he helped me to release that. And during that process, shall I say, I had to say out loud, I had to say the words out loud, I forgive you. I had to let that person go. It had to be done in order for me to be released myself, so that I can move forward in life. And as I said, it is a process, so it had to be done. That was one of the requirements that was needed for me to move forward. It's one of the requirements that's needed for all of us to move forward, you know, in life. And just a little side note here, as you know, I'm speaking about going to God and everything. In my podcast, you will hear the name of Jesus. You will hear the words faith, belief, and hope in my podcast, because that's how I live my life. Okay, that's who I am, and I make no apologies for it at all. Okay, so you will hear those words. Like I said, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Jesus bringing me to this point of my life. And I'm praying even more life. We're speaking more life. Okay. So I just like to just put that in there. So as you hear me speaking, I'm not just, throwing out topics like, the unforgiving hook, because I know about it, you know. I've been there. I've experienced it, you know. I've experienced being on that horrible hook of unforgiveness, and I know what it is to be released from it. I know what it is to be walking, you know, in my purpose and not having the chains or having the hooks of unforgiveness holding me back. You know, it's such a stronghold. It really is such a stronghold. And I'm just praying and just hoping that, you know, people will, you know, more people will get to know that, you know, them not forgiving others, releasing others, they are not releasing themselves to move forward. The other day, I was able to showcase a few of my books, but I'm just going to speak on one of them, which really caught the attention of quite a few people because of the title of the book. It's called Dysfunctional Fam. Yes, Dysfunctional Fam, you heard right. And I had many people come up to me and say, I have one of those. And I'm like, yeah. I think most people do have a dysfunctional fam. Okay, no disrespect or anything, but you know, when I'm talking about dysfunctional, you know, a lot of things go on in family. You don't get to choose your family members. Anyhow, the subtitle for Dysfunctional Fam is Family, Friends, and Forgiving. And I'm telling you, that subtitle brought out the oohs from people like, ooh. Like it was cutting people up. Like I that's a bit too much for me to take. The family, friends, and forgiving all in one sentence. And I'm like, you know what? I know, but it had to be done. I had to address this, okay? Because we know that with, like I said, families, you can't choose your family, okay? You can't choose your family, but I really do believe that our families were given to us, we were put together for a reason, okay? And when it comes to our friends as well, I do believe that, you know, we can have some really great friends in life, but I also believe that some friends in life, they got to go. I'm just keeping it real here. Okay, some of us, we try to hold on to friends for such a long time, okay, and they're only supposed to be there for a season, and then you get to know the reason why they weren't supposed to carry on for a good few seasons. You know, you were supposed to only have them for, you know, at season 4, and yet they're here at season 14. Relationship worn, torn, and just gone, you know, and they need to be let loose. Actually, they really need to be let loose. You need to release them in a different way, you know. That's a whole different new topic. But when it comes to forgiving, so crucial for life, so crucial for life. So I'm hoping that if any one of you listening out there, listening to this podcast, okay, because it's called Speaking More Life. Speaking more life. I want you to speak more life, have more life abundantly, okay? If you are someone that finds yourself in this current position right now where you are finding it hard to forgive a family member, forgive a friend, a stranger, whoever it is, and it's really impacting your life on some different levels, on the levels that you are not even able to move forward. It's impacting your relationships, you know, it's impacting your businesses, it's impacting your business, full stop, your life, your business, it's impacting you. Then please really do think about letting that person go. Is it worth, are they worth you not moving forward in life? You need to ask that question. You need to ask yourself that question. Again, the reflecting, you know, to reflect, you know, the 3 R's again, you know, if you've seen any of my social media posts, you know that I talk about the 3 R's, which is to reflect, to realize, and to react. So that is what needs to be done. I really strongly believe in that, to reflect about the situation where this unforgiveness took place, and it's not going to be easy. I'll just state that for now, because hopefully you would understand and know that it isn't going to be easy, because obviously it's a hurt, it's a pain, okay, in your life, right? But it's necessary, it needs to be done. And then there is to realize the impact that it's having on your life, and also the things that maybe you have given up, haven't done, haven't seen through because of this hurt, this pain of not forgiving this person, not being able to move forward. And then the reaction, okay, to react. There needs to be some action. And I'm telling you, as I've said before, okay, and you may need to just like go away and think about it for a little bit, but it's going to take you forgiving that person. And like I said, it doesn't have to be just outright just going for them and phoning them up straight. You can do so if you feel you can do that. Great. But, just in your reflection time, just in your quiet time, and just, in your prayer time, pray, then, pray about it and just release them. Let them go. Just say, I forgive you, and let them go. If you do get a chance to no, it's not if you do get a chance. Look, listen, I've got books available for you to pick up and to read and to be blessed by. As I had mentioned, Dysfunctional Fam, it's available from my website, www.powermouth.co.uk. Please do pick up a copy. And connect with me on Insta. My Instagram handle is I am Powermouth. Yes, I am. You've been listening to me, Glenna Oyajo, Powermouth life speaker as well. So I hope that you've enjoyed this podcast. And please, my lovelies, please speak more life. Okay, remember there is power in your words. Okay, so make sure that you use them for good. Till the next time, take care. Love and peace. Your personal life speaker, Glenna Oyajo.
And believe it, you'll receive it. If you think it and believe it.